5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, my spinners and sharks, welcome back to the hashtag Vegas podcast here. I'm your host, the Ace of Vegas, and normally, as you guys know, we are usually joined by CrisRocks and TheCompsGuy. Unfortunately, they're both out today, and I'll go ahead and explain why here in a second. But just wanted to go ahead and take a few minutes to say I appreciate you guys for letting us stream to you live and letting us know how the whole thing goes. So here, I'm going to go ahead and get everybody ready here. I'm going to go ahead and share the stream now so that we can all have some fun. So here we go. We're sharing the stream to everybody. Tweeting that out right now live at official Ace of Vegas, actually. And we'll let everyone know that the stream is up. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let you guys know that it looks like ComsGuy and Cris are both going to be out for a little while, and I'm going to explain why. So, the good news about it is that, they're actually doing really, really, really well in their current career fields, killing that corporate ladder right there. Hey, Dan, what's going on? What's going on? And they're actually really doing a really good job doing some big things, getting some big responsibilities going, and I'm really proud of them, really happy for them. So obviously we're gonna go ahead and make sure that they're doing well there and get the time that they need to keep doing what they're doing and making their money. So actually, we're gonna go ahead and give them a round of applause if I can find the sound effect here, because I got a new sound card. Here it is. There it is. All right, that's the round of applause for our friends, the ComsGuy and CrisRocks, doing what they're doing, climbing that corporate ladder and making some money. So they're not going to be joining us for this cast over here. I think I might still have some more guest hosts on for a while until things settle down with their jobs right now. I think Cris is probably going to be away for a while. She's actually an event planner. She does a lot of event and multimedia things, so that's a big thing there. And ComsGuy, he's been doing a lot of extra weekend work right now just for what they're doing at his office. So, we're still very proud of them and very happy to have them on the show when we can, and it'll just be, real life takes precedent. So that's what we're doing. But to get into what we're doing today for the show, there are two major things that we're doing today. We are checking on the new best casino in Las Vegas. So let's go ahead and go over that. And we're also going to be visiting some MGM sale rumors here. And that's going to be kind of the big deal. So I just wanted to go ahead and be sure. So if anyone else wants to jump in here, let me know in the live chat what you guys think. This is going to be a pretty live chat-based show, and I'm very much going to be reading your guys' comments today just because I don't have a co-host, and it's still going to be a heck of a lot more fun doing it that way. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first story that I want, well, not so much a story, it's something that leads into our first bit over here is that the Resorts World Hotel and Casino. So if you guys don't know anything about Resorts World, it's a new casino on the Strip that should be opening somewhere around 2020. And it's going to be headed by Genting Group. So I'm not sure if you guys know about Genting Group. They're a Malaysian company, so they're out of Southeast Asia, and they're a pretty big gaming company. They have places in, I believe they have places in, where is the Vegas of the Macau? That's what I was thinking of. I was trying to think of Macau. They also have places in Taiwan, and they even have a few resort hotels and casinos in my home state of New York. I believe there's one up in Catskills, and then there's another one a little closer to the city. So they're a pretty good place. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick drink of the Kirin Ichiban because that's the type of beer I'm doing right now. Since we're talking about Asian casinos, I'm going to drink an Asian beer. I don't care what anybody says about the beer. I just love that beer. It's kind of like the Budweiser of Japanese beers, but it's pretty cool. Now, anyway, Resorts World is one of the three major casinos that are going to be popping up in the next decade here. They're allegedly planning to finish the place in late 2020, so we're going to be looking at a whole new strip casino. It's going to be on the north end of the Strip. I believe it's where was it? I know it was on Turnberry Place. No, the Drew was on Turnberry Place. But Resorts World's going to be right up there. And we got Dan in the live chat here. Completely off subject, was able to get 3 comp nights at the Mirage. Only reason is because you talked very highly of it. Yes, indeed. Congrats on that one, Dan. Having a great time at the Mirage. I usually have a good time with that, too. And John Wick is also here. We got Keanu Reeves in the house. What's up? Good to see you guys in the chat. So now that we're talking about Resorts World, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what this place is supposed to be. So I'm sure you guys have probably seen it in the news. They've been talking about how it looks exactly like Wynn. There was even a lawsuit because they were claiming copyright infringement or something like that. It's supposed to be 3,500 rooms spread across 3 different towers on the north end of the Strip. And yeah, it happens to look a lot like Wynn and Encore, but let's be honest, all these hotel towers look pretty much the same. I mean, Treasure Island looks just like Mirage, and, you know, you get Cromwell. All these hotel towers look the same. Mandalay Bay's also got that kind of three-point architecture to them, too. So, oh, nice. John got that. John got it, too. Good clicks. Yeah, you know, I heard that Wynn was supposed to be getting a 3rd tower at one point. John brought up in the live chat that it does look like the Wynn, and I was there in August this year, and it looked like the Wynn was getting a new tower. They've been playing with that idea for a little while. They wanted to go ahead and, what they wanted to do is they wanted to go ahead and add a lagoon and add a new tower and all that, but it looks like they kind of pulled back on the lagoon, and they're bringing back the golf course. They might be bringing a new tower, too. But, yeah, on about the Resorts World, John brought that up, too. Don't like the look of Resorts World, to be honest. Is it like a Chinese theme? That's a funny thing. Originally, it was supposed to be an East Asian theme. It's supposed to be, Chinese. It's going to be really heavy in the reds and whites to promote the East Asian ideas of luck, and those are lucky colors there that really kind of promote that passion, that fire, and the ability to win. But there's a rumor that they will actually be abandoning the theme, and I'm not sure how I feel about it personally, because I've really always wanted a great Asian casino on the Strip, kind of like what the Lucky Dragon was, but the Lucky Dragon failed, and bringing in locals as well as tourists too was another problem. So that was an issue I'd really took with the Lucky Dragon, and as a result, well, they fell off. They don't get to keep things going over here. Oh, we got Ismael, aka Despacito. Oof. And then anytime I see Ismael, I'm going to think that. I'm going to think Roblox and that Despacito song. So just want to go ahead and let you know I'm thinking you, man. So now that we've had a chance to chat about that, I'm going to go ahead and say Resorts World. That's going to be our first of the 3 major hotel casinos that are going to be popping up in 2020. So now that we've gotten that one out of the way, I think it might be good to... Well, actually, let's talk about some of the features there. Because Resorts World is going to be nuts. I'm definitely not... I don't work for these guys. You guys know I don't work for MGM. You guys know I don't work for anybody. Otherwise, I'd probably speak a little more highly of them. Piccolo's in the house. Yo, Mr. Piccolo. How you doing? Always good to see you. But no, you guys know I'd be a lot less critical of most of these places if I worked with them and I worked for them. Let's see. That's not being built down by Circus. Is there going to be any progress? Oh, yeah, Diane. Yeah, I'll talk about that one in a minute, too. You're talking about the Fountainbleu. That's my 3rd one that I'm going to talk about. I'll probably talk about that a little closer to the bottom of the hour. But yes, I will definitely address that for you. I got you on that. But yeah, let's just talk about the quick Resorts World features. They are all completely insane. So the basic features of Resorts World, obviously, they're going to have a huge casino area. It's going to be something like 110,000 square feet. Obviously, I think there's going to be a little spa there. They're really going to be working the Chinese theme. So there's going to be lanterns. There's a huge garden that they're going to do very traditional Chinese architecture with it, and it's going to be so traditionally Chinese that, get this, they're allegedly supposed to have a panda exhibit. There's a sum total of 1,800 pandas on the planet, and they get an exhibit for it. How exactly does that work? How much money do you need to pull that off? But yeah, no, the interior is going to have a garden, trees, lots of fountains, pagoda, that sort of thing, too. I think at one point they were alleging that it was going to have a movie theater on the inside, and I'm like, what in space are you going to do? Let's see. I should do a collab with Jared333. Yeah, I'll think on that one. I definitely I'll have to check out a little more of his content there. Also, Circus gotta go. Poor families book that place expecting an amazing Vegas experience, and it's basically a Motel 6 with a theme park. Truth all day, John. So we'll definitely talk a bit more about that one too. Motel 6 2.0 for sure. Yeah, but no, Resorts World's going to be a nutty high-end experience. I've been seeing some reviews of it actually on Google Maps already, too. They've been doing that in Fountainbleu, and they've been joke reviews like, yeah, the rooms are spacious, you can see the entire Strip, but you know what, just the walls are so thin that it's like they're not even there, and that's the whole joke behind it. But no, it's apparently going to be a pretty nutty little place there. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's get off the strip for a minute. And we are actually going to go downtown for a second. I want to talk a little about a different resort called the Circa Resort Hotel and Casino. So I'm not sure if you guys know what this is. It's going to be downtown on the Fremont Street Experience, and this place is going to be bonkers. Oh, you got pop-up fishing in the chat. What's up, buddy? Always good to see you. Yeah. Love pop-up fishing over here. This guy's like the best hype man ever. He's gotten me so many new viewers. I'm sure a few of you are here because he recommended the channel. So thank you so much for that, bud. And thank you guys all for recommending so many people watch us. Just because we've been blowing up this last month. I think we picked up 400 new viewers this whole last month that are all looking to save some money and have a great time in Vegas. And I'm just glad to see people saving like $200, $300, $400, $500 in Vegas. I've heard some people tell me they've saved darn well near $1,000. I think that's an exaggeration. I think that's a huge exaggeration. But I'm just glad to hear that you guys saved a couple rooms worth of money so then you can have a staycation after your Vegas vacation. So that's always a good thing. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, on about the Circa Resort, it's going to be insane. First new casino hotel in downtown Las Vegas in 40 years. They're shooting for a December opening. It'll be the first one that they've built since 1980, and it's going to be nuts. 1,200 car garage, so everyone's going to be able to park there, and it's going to be, the whole campus is going to be something like 100, hang on, how much is it? It's going to be 1,250,000 square feet of just stuff. And that's including the hotel tower. They're also going to have this huge outdoor bar. They're going to have broadcast studios for the sports book. Obviously, they're going to have a million restaurants because that's just how it is. They're going to have a pool deck, so 6 pools, and like a resort, some type of pool resorts actually be on top of the thing, which will be pretty dope. Obviously a spa, although you don't get quite as many spas downtown. I think Golden Nugget and I want to say the D are the only places with a spa. That's about it. Casino is going to be huge, like 2 levels, and then it's going to be, most importantly, the biggest sports book in all of Vegas, so that'll be pretty awesome there. See what the live chat is. Wonder whether Mirage is one of the few with the 3 nights. That's a good question. I don't know. I guess Mirage might be something that they're trying to sell there too. Who knows? And live chat is blowing up, really having a great time. So yeah, hopefully Resorts World's gonna push those prices down to Downtown Grand. Oh yeah, I forget about the Downtown Grand too. That one's a really nice one, but I think that Circa's gonna give it a I think it's definitely gonna give it a run for its money, and that'd be a really good place to put a Cirque show. Really, I would love to see that downtown, just getting a good Cirque show down there, because they're really kind of isolated on the Strip, and if you want to see a Cirque show, then you're probably gonna have to stay on Strip, or at least you're gonna have to travel down there, take the Deuce or whatever, just take the bus. I mean, if you don't have kids with you, I think it's an easy way to travel. If you do have kids, you want to go ahead and rent a car and just drive on down there, make it a little easier on yourself. But they're gonna have a lot of different dining options. I'm actually most excited about the Circa, I think, personally. Just because they are going to have a lot of table gaming there. Now, Resorts World's going to have a lot of table gaming too, but they're going to be focusing primarily on Baccarat as their table game, whereas, as you guys know, I'm a blackjack player, and I'll dabble in poker every once in a while, but I like blackjack. That's my favorite game. I'll play Baccarat, but I find it to be really boring. I can't sit there and play Baccarat for a very long time. It's just, I'm betting on me to lose. Hey, look at that, I won, but I don't care. It's a very difficult thing to do. But I've seen some renders of the pool, and it looks banging. It's going to have this huge video screen that looks a lot like what they have at the Cosmo. I'm not sure if you guys know that there's a movie night at the Cosmo, but they do that, and then you can sit in the chairs that are actually in the pool and cool out that way. It is just the coolest way to watch a movie. That is the ultimate Netflix and chill right there, as they say. That's how you watch TV in Vegas, and I mean that in the literal sense this time. And also, apparently, the garage is going to be completely nuts, too. No word as to whether it's going to be free parking, but they've designed it around Lyft and Uber, which is huge. I think that's a huge thing because it's been such a big part of it. Let's see. Blackjack Switch. Never tried it. Never tried Blackjack Switch. I haven't tried the gimmicky blackjacks. I haven't tried the gimmick games, really. I might try that out. I kind of like Shack Jack on the actual game. On the My Vegas game, so I definitely would have to check that one out there too. Nice. All right, but just looking at it Circa is going to be pretty awesome. Now, the real question is how shiny and pretty can it really be downtown? I think it's going to do pretty good, and I think they're really trying to bring back that old Vegas feel with it, or just trying to balance out the resort experience with the old school Vegas experience, because they're even bringing back that I'm not sure if you guys are old enough to know who Vegas Vic is. He's just kind of like the mascot of Vegas. He was this cowboy. It's just a neon sign, but he was like the first thing that you saw when you were coming downtown. So they're bringing back Vegas Vicky, which was his wife or girlfriend or something like that. I don't know. I didn't know that's neon sign said love lives. But apparently they do, and that's just something that they do every once in a while. So they're bringing her back to kind of bring back that old school flavor there. So that'll be a good time. By the time Circa's, we should do a meet and greet. Yes, hopefully, I think by the time Circa opens up in 2020, I think, so that'll be over a year from now. I'll definitely, that reminds me, 3-2 Blackjack on the Strip, I believe that is only at Casino Royale. Yeah, Casino Royale has it. But yeah, we definitely got to do, we'll do a Circa meet and greet probably around 2020. I'll probably have over 10,000 subscribers at that point, and it'll definitely be worth it to set that up and get a way to meet you guys there, because it'd be a really good time. We'll go ahead and pick a nice lounge or bar or something like that. We can all celebrate in the new casino. It'll either be that or Resorts World, because I really want to check out Resorts World too, but I'm sure I'm going to be sick of I'm definitely going to be sick of being on the Strip, so I'll definitely go to downtown. We'll go ahead and make that happen for you guys. All right, definitely. That is on the calendar. I'm going to go ahead and mark it down right now while we're streaming on the calendar. So, but that's the basics from Circa. So the biggest thing is going to be the sports book. It's going to be ginormous, and everybody's theoretically going to love it, but who knows? I'm not sure how into sports betting everybody is. Actually, let's take a quick poll in the live chat here. Who is really excited about sports betting? Does that kind of tilt your perspective, saying that Circa is going to be better than Resorts World or vice versa? Go ahead and let me know in the live chat down there. In the meantime, let me go ahead and queue up the card for our next casino that we are concerned about, the Fountainbleu, a.k.a. The Drew, Las Vegas here. So as you guys can see, I have an unfinished picture of it because the resort is unfinished. This is what Diane was talking about too. So Wags is hyped about the sports betting. Diane isn't hyped about the sports betting. And John's wondering like what's going to be so great about it. It's just going to be huge. I think that's going to be the whole thing. They're going to have 5 broadcast stations, so it's going to be, you can get anything that you want, 1 million different booths and all that, stadium seating. It's just going to be ginormous. So you can bet on whatever you want. I think up till like the Little League World Series, because who's betting on a children's baseball game? Because that's creepy. But otherwise, I'm sure they'll let you do whatever you want. There we go. Let's see. Yeah, Pyro, I think you'll do just fine at Flamingo. That was actually number 4 on our Caesars list. Sorry, guys. Pyro asked. He said he's staying at Flamingo and Bally's in September here, and he's hoping that they're good hotels. And you know they actually hold up pretty good. My buddy Pat, who gave us the Park MGM tour. I'm not sure if you guys saw that video, but we did a tour of the Park MGM. He actually did that one for us, and he and his lady had a blast there. It's really close to Aria, so they had a good time there. But he tried the Flamingo for his first Vegas trip, had a great time, loved it all day. So Pyro, I think he'll be just fine. Yeah, the atmosphere is going to be great. But yeah, no, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Drew. So the Drew is a tough one to talk about because no one's entirely sure what's going to happen with it. So I think the way it was initially pitched, it was supposed to be a 750 or 735 foot, a 700 something foot hotel tower. That's the bottom line, and it's going to have nearly 3,000 rooms. I think 2,929 or 2,930 rooms, and another 900 condos on top of it. So on top of the casino, they'll have a meeting space just to keep people close to the convention center or whatever. Restaurants and showrooms there, but nothing like really special. It's supposed to be like a luxury resort, kind of like the Fountainbleu down in Miami, on Miami Beach. So it's supposed to be kind of a throwback to that, or hearken to that, and that's supposed to be what's really good there. So who knows? Wall will be built before the Drew. Yes. Yeah, let's talk about the Drew. Let's talk about how awful the Drew is. And to answer Lizelle's question there, I redeemed a bunch of credits from my Vegas. Print everything out. Yes, always print everything out before you go to the desk. Just bring it with you. They probably won't need it, but if you don't print it out, they'll need it. Do it. We need more hotels off strip so the strip will start doing stuff. Yes, indeed, because Fountainbleu looks terrible. And I'm not just talking about the fact that it's only half finished there. But, they've had so many problems trying to put this thing together. So it used to be Thunderbird quite a while ago, back in the 40s. Then I think it was Silverboard, then El Rancho. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. That was the beer again. Let me drink another drink of that. But yeah, they lost the El Rancho. And then, in 2000, I think Turnberry took it over, 2001. They blew up the El Rancho, and they intended to make it like some crazy London-themed resort. Then Fountainbleu purchased it, and back in the mid-2000s, the mid-turn of the century there. And originally they planned to make it like a 4,000-room hotel, just like the Miami Beach thing, and just make it huge. But, this thing's been in development hell for like the last 20 years, and it's finally on the tail end of things. They borrowed another $1.5 billion to try and wrap this thing up, but it's been hurting, and they keep slowing down the construction and losing money on it. So this eyesore has just been sitting on the strip for damn well near like a decade and a half now. What happened to the Veer Towers? That's a good question. I think they're still there. I want to say that they're still there. They're just kind of there, I guess. Or are we getting rid of those? I think they're getting rid of those. I don't know what MGM's doing with the Veer Towers. I've never actually looked at them. I've been to City Center a million times, and I've never really cared about it because I don't have the money to move in there, honestly. That's why I do this. No, I'm kidding. I do this for the fun of it. But, you guys know MGM doesn't pay me, so that's why I say all the nasty things about them that I want. Okay, yeah, can I set the record straight on that, just for anyone that doesn't know? Ace of Vegas is not affiliated with M Life or MGM. So we can say whatever nasty stuff we want to say about those people because we're not affiliated, not how we roll. And, if they want to sponsor us, we might go ahead and push back on our morals there, depending on how good a sponsorship that is. No, I'm kidding. No, we're going to stick with our guns. We're going to stay neutral and unaffiliated. It's going to be a good time. And anyway, now that we're talking about the Drew there, I can rent it. Yeah, 2,000 a month. Yeah, that'd be fine. Unless I get offered to be smoked. Correct. Yeah, MGM does definitely owe me money, I'm sure, but I don't think I could work for him. I definitely don't think I could work for him. I say too many nasty things about him. I hate Jim Murin. We'll talk about Jim Murin in probably about 8 minutes here. But just looking at it, looks like Marriott's going to be involved in the Drew project too, and they were shooting to get it ready for 2020. But it looks like they're going to be pushing it off until about summer of 2022. The delay is just going to give them some more time to push around the construction budget a little bit because it's expensive to build a property on the Strip, even if it's partially finished. We're talking billions and billions of dollars, and you got to deal with property taxes, and you got to get labor done and all that. It's hot out there. It's hard to build something out in the desert where it can routinely reach temperatures of 109 degrees. Honestly, it's really hard to work in those conditions, so I can't say I blame them for pushing it back. It's going to be on the north end of the Strip, so it'll help revitalize places like hopefully Circus Circus. Hopefully MGM will get their act together and clean up Circus Circus now that they'll have some more competition in Resorts World. The Sahara is making a comeback too. And with the Drew here, I think we're going to do some good stuff, or they're going to do some good stuff. I keep saying weird like I'm involved in this. But yeah, let's go ahead and get a gauge from the live chat. So out of the 3 hotel casinos, Circus Circus should be demolished. So that's the site of Space of Vegas. Did I tell you guys about Space of Vegas? Actually, here, hang on. I'm going to show you guys a picture of Space of Vegas. This is Space of Vegas. I'm making that. I'm going to make that. Actually, I ripped that from a SWOTOR. It's a video game. Although, ironically, in that game, your character, you can make a house on the Nar Shaddaa planet, which is basically Space Vegas, and I've actually got a casino in my mansion there in the video game. So that'll be my tour of Space of Vegas once it's done. So when we knock down Circus Circus, this is what's going to take over the Space of Vegas Hotel and Casino, my man. Oh yeah, there you go. Lizelle is all about it. Thomas is all about it. Izzy is like all about it. Mar, yeah, okay, let's make this happen, guys. We're gonna get a. Yeah, let's go ahead. Huggin' 2 Center in the chat. What's up, you guys? Hey, we got to talk about this. I got to talk to you guys after the show. I got a proposition for you. Yes, the Space of Vegas. Nice. All right. But definitely, we're going to go ahead and make that happen after Circus Circus is knocked over. Let's go ahead and tentatively gauge that for 2025. We will open it, and it'll definitely be flying. It'll be a floating casino. But that aside, let's go ahead and go back to the other casinos at hand here. Which of the 3 resorts are you guys most excited about? Are you guys most excited about Fountainbleu? Are you guys most excited about Resorts World? Or ultimately, are you guys most excited about Circa? So let's go ahead and get your guys' votes in the comment section below here. Which one of these 3 casinos are you most excited to see? All right, so looks like Thomas J down in the live chat here saying Resorts World 100%. Thomas, what do you think that? Stan's all about Circa over here. Hagen 2 Cent, they're both about Circa. Izzy's all about Circa over here. And Mari's definitely... Oh, wow, yeah, I'm just reading the room over here. And I mean reading in the literal sense of the word. It looks like Circa is the hot fire right over here. Dan's going to say, call it Resort Worlds because I'll be the headliner. Since it's on the Strip, I'm going to assume the other one is going to get as much attention. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's going to be just a question of who's closer. So if you're going to be downtown, I mean, the Circa is going to be, top notch. If you're going to be on the Strip, then Resorts World's definitely where you're going to go. Let's see, love the taste of vintage with a modern aspect. That's about Circa. Yolanda's like, oh, I didn't even know about Circa. I'm totally behind the time. Oh, they all change so quickly. It's always tough to tell. John's looking at Circa too. Circa looks like a modern Riviera. I'm leaning Resorts World because due to it being huge and them claiming it's a world. And yes, it will be. It's going to be like a mini city center. The way I see it, there, it's gonna have 3 different hotel towers, so kind of like City Center there. It looks like we're all leaning towards on the Strip, especially. Looks like they're leaning towards complexes, so things like Delano and Four Seasons and Mandalay Bay, where they're all on the same campus, and then Aria and Vidara, even though they're still distinct hotels from Waldorf Astoria and places like that, they're still on the same campus and very accessible to one another too. So it looks like if you're going to be building something on the Strip, it's got to be a complex. It's got to be a conglomerate of some sort. And actually, we'll talk about conglomerates here in a second. Let's see. Thomas J is thinking, I hear more family items at Resorts World. I have 3 kids. I'm not taking them to Circus Circus. You're a good dad. So far, Vegas has never been a family destination for me. May change there. Okay, I can respect that, definitely. I figure if I ever take my sidekicks out to Resorts World or out to Vegas, it'd probably be the Resorts World. I was thinking about taking them to Circus Circus or maybe Mirage or something like that, but I really just enjoy it being kind of an adult destination and getting away from from the family life just for a couple days, just taking a break, which I think is a good thing to do, especially for moms too, because they have such a hard job. It's good. So all the moms out there, make sure you make a Vegas trip. Don't bring the kids, bring your girls instead and have a good time. Get your homegirls together and have a good time there. So definitely going to say that. But, if you want to bring your kids, I'm not going to go ahead and say you're a bad parent for it or anything like that. As long as you're got everything under control, go for it. Definitely get there. Yeah, it has been a guy's trip. That is correct, Tom. And then John's thinking the Strat. Well, let's see. What's he saying about the Strat? Strat needs to fire their whole marketing team. That's what it is. The tower is taller than the Space Needle, yet the place is lacking atmosphere. That's brilliant. Lincoln Park, MGM, gotta go. They're filler hotels with no theme. Yeah, we got to do a podcast about hotel theming. We got to talk about that. MGM will just turn the Adventure Dome into a strip club. The Strat is now film friendly, but I haven't noticed any slot channels filming there yet. Yeah, I gotta admit, I don't spend a lot of time on the Strat. It's just so far north. I might have to check that out. Next time I go down there in December, I will make sure to get some stratosphere. Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and put up a poll while we're planning the December trip, and you guys are gonna help me out. I'll go ahead and put up a post now that I have community posts, and we're building a much tighter community here. We're gonna go ahead and do that. So, final thoughts on it. Also robbery friendly. Not wrong. You're not wrong. But final thoughts on the whole thing there. The Drew is just abysmal, honestly. And I know I'm going to be spending more time off the Strip from now on. So, as much as I'd like to see Resorts World, and I will still definitely visit it, I'm going to say, yeah, Circa is probably going to be Ace of Vegas's casino of choice. Move over D, Downtown Grand, and Golden Nuggets. We're going to go ahead and push those over. But that was the final thought on that bit of things here. So next we have the, hang on just a second, I had it. We have some, what is it? What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about MGM for a second here. So as you guys know, Jim Murin is my best friend in the world. He's got his lovely MGM 2020 plan that, let's see, called it about Hooters getting sold. Yeah, I think I knew about, I think I did, I was ready for that. Yolanda's wondering, no, I do not live in Vegas. No, I don't live out there. I travel there all the time. I live in Denver, Colorado, which is a very quick plane trip there, and I live out by the airport. So we can literally drive down to the airport in about 10 minutes and buy my tickets, so they are obscenely cheap. I've gotten them under $50 a person round trip before. So if you guys are ever in Denver, if you're ever in Blackhawk, and I'm actually going to do a Blackhawk trip very, very soon, just doing a birthday trip with a friend of mine. We're going to be doing some local casino coverage. So if you guys are interested in that too, definitely go ahead and stick around, and I'll show you guys some of that next month. But no, it's a good time. I love living out here in Denver. It's quiet and peaceful. It's not like my home state in New York. I'm from Brooklyn originally, but moved out here with my folks some 20-something odd years ago, and it's been great ever since then. Met the love of my life, have a great kid, and it'd be a good time. I'm not sure if I could live in Vegas full time. I'd definitely like to get a summer place in Vegas when I'm a bit more successful, or maybe a winter place in Vegas. But we'll go ahead and see about things. So always a good time. Let's see. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right on into that there, and let's talk about my friend Jim Murin, because everyone knows, if you guys have been watching this for any amount of time, you know that Jim Murin is the coolest. Best pools in Vegas. Yes, I will work on that one. Very, very pretty Blackhawk and Golden from the beach. Oh, nice. All right, nice, good times. Saug and Tucson, they're great. Yeah, $50, almost $400 from Syracuse. My sister lived in Vegas for work, and we will be there for a few years. Oh, yeah. Definitely. No, yeah, it is so much cheaper just flying here. We're a Frontier hub, too, so that definitely helps, and that'll help me get to Jim Murin. And back to the next topic. Sorry, guys, didn't mean to cut you off there. But no, as you guys know, he's in the middle of the MGM 2020 plan. I'm sure other executives have been involved in this, too. And I try to not put it all on Jim Murin, but you know what? He's the CEO. He's the figurehead. So if they do anything smarmy, anything like slimy, it's his fault. And that's what he gets paid for. He gets paid over $16 million a year for me to be able to say nasty things about him. So I don't really care. But yeah, let me go ahead and tell you guys about Jim Murin. So allegedly, it looks like the Bellagio. Here it is. The Bellagio Hotel and Casino, as well as the MGM Grand, may be getting sold here. And no, this isn't a drill. It looks like they could be combined worth a sum total of about $6 or $7 billion if they decide to go ahead and sell them both on the Vegas Strip. So I'm sure $1 billion of that is just the dirt that they're on, which, hey, fair enough. That's the most expensive dirt on the planet. I swear to the Matrix. But yeah, it looks like I wanted to talk about this for a long time here, but interesting things keep popping up on the podcast, and everyone's got a subject, and I like to mix it up here, but this is the first solo podcast I've done, so I wanted to talk about this. So they're considering selling those two properties there. That'd knock them down to, I think, a total of something like 10 or 11 properties on the Strip there. And they have it planned as a sale leaseback transaction, meaning another company would still acquire the real estate while MGM would continue operating the casinos and the hotel and the entertainment and the Cirque du Soleil and all that other good stuff there. So since MGM's thinking about selling Bellagio and MGM Grand in two separate deals, or potentially as part of a package, they could sell for as much as something like $6 billion after taxes, just depending on what happens there, which would be insane, especially considering how much money they spent. I know we analyzed this in another video, but it looked like over the last few years they spent over something like $8 billion and contributed to some huge debt there, which could bring it up to, I think their total debt something like $15 billion or something like that, according to Casino.org. Don't quote me on that, quote them on that. Yeah, let's see here what we're talking about in the live chat too. Makes sense about Bellagio. It's a little too boutique for MGM. The millionaire trying to capitalize off those. Billionaires trying to capitalize off the fountains. See, that's another thing that's always been circulating too, is that the fountains at Bellagio Oh yeah, but the property taxes they bring, God, it's got to be billions. They got to the government's probably making billions off that strip. It's insane. But yeah. So apparently, in addition to that, there's always that circulating rumor that they're going to close the Bellagio fountains to make another mall, to make another retail space, which, and it gets shot down every year. I don't think they're going to do it, but if it gets sold, that potentially could happen because those things aren't cheap to operate. I think it costs something upwards of $20,000 a night just to operate the Bellagio fountains. I think anytime, or no, it might actually be as much as $10,000 every time those things go off. Can you imagine anytime someone turned on a faucet in your house, if it costs you $10,000, how quickly would you guys get rid of that? Like, really? I mean, I wouldn't, because if it was my house and I was apparently bringing people to the house to do that, I mean, I'm sure I'd be making billions of dollars, so $10,000 every time the faucet went off wouldn't bother me, but I'm not Jim Muir and I'm not MGM. But yeah, and Diane's right. It's pretty insane. People love the fountains, and people do love Bellagio. It's like the signature luxury destination. Say what you want about Bellagio, Venetian Superior Property, or Venetian Plaza Superior Property. When Superior Property, Lizelle is wondering how often the fountains go off. I think it's every 20 minutes to a half hour now. It might be as much as every 15 minutes during peak times too. Here's another one. The Bellagio should threaten to shut down the fountains unless surrounding hotels chip in for their fountain view rooms. Brilliant. I love it. And Ismail is also correct. We're hoping they don't turn off the fountains. They're amazing because, Wendy will not go back to Vegas if there are no fountains, so we can't have that. There's a good schedule on the site too. I can't remember offhandedly because it's a touristy thing, and I know I'm a tourist, but I don't think about the touristy things that often unless I'm bringing a newbie. But they are super iconic things. They're more iconic than the Mirage Volcano, and it'd be insane to get rid of them. And just thinking about that whole prospect is it's completely baffling. I have no idea why MGM would sell it, but I might have a little insight here. So strap yourselves in for this one. Let me tell you about now. Here's where Jim sneaks back in and does some really smarmy, pardon my French, smarmy shit right here. And I'm going to say it's super smarmy. So they're selling outside the MGM family. Or so we think. Check it out. So there's apparently a company called MGM Growth Properties, a real estate company that separated from MGM, quote unquote, back in 2016. So thinking about that, MGM Growth Properties and MGM Resorts International. So MGM Resorts International would be selling to MGM Growth Properties. Let me go ahead and finish this direct quote from the casino.org article. So what they say, MGM Growth Properties, LLC, the real estate company separated from MGM in 2016, makes for a practical buyer of any assets of the gaming firm is looking to sell. The real estate entity owns several Las Vegas properties run by MGM, including the Excalibur, the Luxor, Mandalay Bay, and the Mirage, as well as regional venues such as MGM Springfield and the Borgata in Atlantic City. So, think about this. How much money are they fixing to make by selling? How do you make that type of money selling your stuff to you? That's the equivalent of me selling my house to me, and I sound and I actually make a profit. That's like me making $1 million profit off of me selling my own house to myself. How would that work? That would be insane. Oh, and Declan wanted to drop in. You got the most enticing, restful voice to listen to. So thank you, Declan. I appreciate that. If they could act like they knew the Borgata was even... Yeah, Ned's got another good point there. If the Borgata actually decided to show up, and if we could talk about the Borgata, that'd be nice too. But I refuse to acknowledge that they're going to push for that there. Although, here's another rumor. They may be looking outside the family for a higher multiple, which would make this sale accretive. So it looks like it's going to be better if they do it that way. But, it just looks like MGM Oh, although I guess on the other hand too, yeah, the article keeps on going and says strip casinos really come up for sale and are highly sought after, meaning MGM resorts could find plenty of willing buyers beyond MGM Growth Properties, which, again, makes sense. I mean, who doesn't want to get into the Vegas Strip? That's basically a gold mine. It's a gold mine without any physical product there. Like, if I could buy in on it, I'd absolutely love to look in that. Oh, yeah, the Cosmo. I think the Cosmo has been sold. I can't remember exactly how that worked out, but I want to say they have been sold. I'll go ahead and do a little research and post a video on that a little later on. Always good stuff. But, yeah, it's for tax and liability purposes. Tom's thinking that that's what it's about. But I'm just wondering how can they legally pull this off? I know they're two separate entities, but technically I think that, I don't know. I'm trying to think of something. Trying to think of another company that's legally a different company, but also another. I mean, is Caesars a different company from El Dorado? Probably. Can you sell a Caesars property to El Dorado? Again, I'm not entirely sure if you can do that at this point, but it's just really nuts how the business world works and how they can do those sorts of things there. So on top of laying off, and I think they laid off about 3,000 people these last couple years here and intend to keep going through 2021. In addition to that, they've also they're getting rid of other bartending jobs. They're putting in more automation. They're getting rid of front desk clerks because they keep putting in these new. They've gotten pretty much entirely rid of them at the Park MGM, just for the record. So you cannot check in at the front desk with a person at the Park MGM. You have to go to the kiosk, and if there's a problem, they have people as backup. But they have the self-check-in kiosks there. And they keep jumping up the prices on their mini bars and all that. So in addition to all this, all the smarmy things MGM's doing for their MGM 2020 plan. Yeah, can I tip the machine? No, unfortunately, my friend, you cannot tip the machine. They're not that type of robot, if you know what I mean. So on top of all the crazy things that they're doing there to make themselves another $300 million, they decided that they're going to go ahead and just sell their stuff to themselves to make more money. Like, I have no idea what they're doing. And it's really, I'm sure it's really kind of hurting there. Yeah, the Park MGM self-checking kiosk, does that mean that eliminates the $20 tip? And in short, John, yes, because you cannot tip a machine. You really can't tip a machine. And Tom does not like the rooms. It looks like definitely not your style. Okay, I can respect that they're not your style. We'll just call it that. We'll call it that. That definitely needs beer. In fact, I'm gonna have a little more beer. Hang on just a second, guys. Yeah, but just getting up there might not be worth it. Yeah, and it's something that we talked about. I think CrisRocks and I, and I want to say Cris was on that one too. But we talked about abandoning the Strip, and reasons and things like this are reasons why I really just want to bail out on the Strip and not get involved in it. Parking at MGM's not too bad, but the pool could use an upgrade. Oh, Park MGM's not too bad, but the pool could use an upgrade. Yeah, probably could, definitely. But it kind of makes you wonder. Like they'd have to keep at least MGM Grand in the family. Would you guys? What would you do with the rebranding on that? Now, obviously, I'd definitely Space of Vegas. I'd love to have that, but I don't think that you can get rid of the MGM Grand. It's literally got MGM in the name. Like, what do you do if you buy a property? Let's go ahead and say that we bought this place. We wouldn't keep it the MGM Grand because it wouldn't be an MGM property. It would be an Ace of Vegas property. Ace of Vegas and all investors. Will we use the same Ace of Vegas brand? Leave your comments in the chat results below. Will we use the Ace of Vegas brand if we're doing an Ace of Vegas hotel casino, or will we all have to come up with a new name? We have to vote for that. Hopefully I would not have to be the CEO, because I definitely don't want to be Jim Murin, because I tear him apart. I can only imagine what people would do to me, someone who has no hotel or casino experience. But it makes you wonder, can they get away with selling the iconic MGM Grand? And the more iconic Bellagio. That makes me wonder. Oh, Leslie, that's another good question. If you're staying at an MGM hotel, can you visit another MGM pool? Yes and no. It really... Yeah, we need that 1.5 K market reach. Absolutely. That is 100% true. To answer, Lozelle, your question, staying at the MGM. If you're staying at MGM Grand Signature, you can use the MGM Grand pool. If you're staying at Delano, you can use the Mandalay Bay pools. If you're staying at a hotel within a hotel, you can use the parent hotel's pool. So if you're like at Vidara, you get to use Aria's pool, so on and so forth. So, yeah. Very thing is there that just to see the fam open the door to R2D2. Yes, yeah. You know what? It's really hard to figure this stuff over here, losing Bellagio and losing MGM Grand. But yeah, Bellagio would be insane to lose. Can you imagine if some other faceless corporation got it out? Granted, MGM, they're not exactly superheroes. Let's make that very clear. Again, I am not endorsed by MGM. Now that I've done this stream, I'll never will be endorsed by MGM. But they're still, as long as they're getting the kickback and the, just the exposure from the fountains, they're still going to keep those open, I'm pretty sure, and they're never going to get rid of that, and they're definitely going to hold on to the name. But if someone else wants to get it, Hilton or Marriott or something like that, I don't think that they'd really keep the fountains open. I think that they'd plow that real estate and make a mall there, because they'd make so much more money, because that is a lot of real estate on the actually, no, I'm gonna go ahead and look up how much square footage the fountains take up, because they really do take up a lot of space on the strip there. That whole area is unknown. It's about 8 acres. So it's a lot of space. You could definitely put some shopping there. You can put some restaurants there, and you definitely make a lot of money doing the whole thing. And I'm sure they've made plenty of money off the fountains themselves, bringing people in, and they're a beautiful attraction. I'm sure just the press is always a good thing too. So, but it makes you wonder. It just kind of makes you wonder what would happen if Marriott or Hilton got a hold of them, because MGM, they're a business. They're trying to make money. They're certainly not above selling these things to the highest bidder. I'm 100% certain. And, if someone offers them $8 billion for both hotels, they're going to go. Management's going to change. Your MLF card's absolutely going to change. And, just kind of, on the one hand, it wouldn't be such a bad thing. Well, let's go ahead and take a vote in the chat. Do you think it'd be a good idea for MGM to go ahead and sell the MGM Grand and the Bellagio? So here are my thoughts initially. On the positive side of selling the Bellagio and the MGM, there would be more diversity on the strip. Hopefully there'd be more companies on the strip there that would be able to, represent. We'd have a few more players clubs to work with. There's more competition if there were more companies there, and that drives the pricing down. Hopefully it would crush resort fees and things like that. So there's that. On the other hand, if you're an MGM player, if you're an M Life player, then you're losing 2 major casino resorts on the strip, which would be definitely fun places. I love MGM Grand. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. I'm not super hyped about Bellagio. I go there, it's fancy, it's pretty cool stuff. But if I have to choose between the two of them, especially if they're near in price, I'll pick MGM Grand every time. I spend so much time over there. They're really close to the Luxor Gaming Arena. I love the level up bar. I do karaoke over there, karaoke all the time over there. You can play a giant Pac-Man machine and all that. You can stay there the whole blasted time, and they have a hell of a pool. Let me just tell you, they have a hell of a pool. MGM Grand Pool is one of my personal favorites there. It'd be a pity to lose it as an M Life player, which I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to be an M Life player if they keep doing weird things like this. So there's that. So those are my opinions on it. But let me go ahead and read about your opinions here in the comment section below. So pop-up fishing is thinking no, it would not be a good idea. Let's see, Ismail's thinking on that. Mari's giving that the thumbs down. They don't want to sell. John is actually all for it. Number one, because it would be a good idea if the resort fees go down. Yeah, with a little more competition, that would encourage room prices and resort fees to drop, hopefully. Now, I'm not entirely sure that they would drop resort fees. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Let me take another drink of beer here. Should clear up my complexion here, make me feel a little better. Now, I'm not entirely sure that resort fees would go down, just on the merit that that's a gold mine, a non-negotiable fee, just $50 even on a room that, let's say, because, there's astounding markup on a Vegas hotel room. Let's say $100 room. Allegedly, it's something around 70%. So a Vegas hotel room that costs $100 a night only costs about $30 to run. So even if you get that at a massive discount, something like $40, if you're getting a $40 resort fee, you've doubled your profit straight off. In fact, if you comp that room, you've still made a 50% profit on it doing a $45 resort fee, which is bonkers. So I doubt that it's going to really help that until they start seeing the problems in their stock. Then there'll be that. But more importantly, John Wick mentions that it would humble MGM, and I think that would be a good thing. Ismail's definitely saying nope. He's saying that because they need something to represent themselves, and these hotels are iconic to them, which is correct. They are really big hotels. I mean, MGM's Grand literally has MGM in the name, so you can't really get rid of that. That's a big problem there, just like the resort fees, which Yolanda mentioned. Yeah, resort fees need to stop and just add them into the price of the room. One price, please, please, please. I mean, even with the My Vegas comps, yeah, you're still spending that sort of money right there, the incidental and then the resort fee and all that. So you're still spending some money. But, if you're charging back to the room, it all comes back to it. So, yeah, Tom's right. That doesn't really come back there. Stan's thinking, or Pop-Up Fishing's thinking, would end up being better for consumers, but I doubt they would sell those properties unless the world stops spinning. Well, which kind of makes you wonder. I mean, if they're in a financial strait, though, I think that they are willing to do it. If they're really hurting, they'd absolutely sell. They'd actually absolutely liquidate assets if they can, just to go ahead and make up some of that debt. Because you'd be amazed at how much easier it is to run a company without debt. Not that I know. I'm not a business major. I was not. I don't know. I'm sure they'd absolutely sell it if they were hurting really. Let's see, and then let's see what else everyone thinks. Dan, MGM is trying to compete with Disney. Yeah, I know, Disney's just buying up everybody left and right. What's the joke right now? This is, if you guys are listening to this podcast after the fact, this is during the Spider-Man crisis, the hashtag boycott Sony, hashtag boycott Disney crisis, where Sony and Disney are fighting over the rights to the Spider-Man movies. And Spidey is currently out of the MCU. Hopefully he gets back in there, but he is currently out of the MCU. And Disney's making these really big money moves, just buying every single company that they can. They've got Fox, they've got Hulu, they've got all these other crazy things. And one of the rumors, one of the unfounded rumors, is that they're going to try and buy Sony too, which I don't think is going to happen, but we'll see what happens there. Let's see. What else is everyone thinking on that? Wags is thinking, I'd sell the rest and keep those two. The rest are garbage. Well, I might argue against that just a little bit on the merit that I love Mandalay and Aria is a really high quality property. I love the Luxor. I really do love the Luxor. It's number 10 on my top 10 favorite casinos list. Also, let me know if you guys want me to do a top 10 favorite Ace of Vegas hotel and casinos list on the Strip, because Luxor, spoiler warning, would be number 10 there. It was my first hotel that I ever been to, and I thought it was the coolest thing on the planet. The ability to sleep in a pyramid. Like, I love ancient Egypt and things like that. I was so hyped about it. So much as I'd love to say it, but the theming is kind of half-assed, so I definitely wouldn't say that it's a top-notch one. So yeah, I can see selling that there, but I understand your point, Wags. Let's see, what else are we thinking? John's wondering how often I go to Vegas. Usually about 3 to 4 times a year. Minimum 2, maximum 4, though. I can't go more than once every 3 months. Is just too much for me, especially now that I'm getting older, coming up on 30 and all that. Something I was talking to the boss lady about. She can't go more than like twice a year anyway, but she's a little more low-key than me. So, always good time, though. Yeah, Ismail would rather sell the company there. Right. Yeah. Always feel like the top 10, top 5 videos are always the most popular. People like lists. People really do like lists. So, yeah, I'll make it. Definitely. 30 is the new 20. You are right, my friend. That was another video I'm going to do, how to do Vegas in your 20s, how to do Vegas in your 30s, and how to do Vegas in your 40s. And don't worry, I have some help for the how to do Vegas in your 40s video. But that's a video for another day. But yeah, just looking back on it, I think, yeah. Oh, Lizelle's also coming up on 30, right on. Well, yeah, we'll do the Dirty 30 in Vegas. It'll be a good time there. March, guys. We'll do a pending Ace of Vegas meetup. I'll see about sneaking out there for a March trip. We'll talk about that later, guys. But yeah, just in the meantime, we can help be the 40s consult. Boom. Hagen 2 cent. We're on it. we're on it. I'll talk to you guys after the video too. Also, if you guys haven't checked out Hog and 2 Cent too, can I tell you, I'm gonna embarrass these guys for a minute because they do some really fun Vegas vlogs too, and they're just so much fun together. They have so much chemistry on camera. I think it helps being a couple and all that. But they are the best. Cris from Faces and Aces actually introduced me to the channel, and I've just been hooked there. So if you guys haven't subscribed to Hog and 2 Cent, I need you guys to open a new tab because the podcast isn't over. But I need you guys to open a new tab, go over to their channel, and subscribe to them like right away. They are top tier. Love those guys. Just FYI. Stan's also wondering when am I going in December? Gonna take a mini Christmas trip there. We're gonna go ahead and go. We're going to go in December, and I think we're actually planning to go in, what is it? It's going to be the first days of winter, so it'll be like the 20th through the 23rd, and then we're going to be home for Christmas with the Bambinos, so that'll be a good time. But we'll make sure we get some time with you guys. All right, cool. Well, we're coming up on the top of the hour over here. Just to summarize, oh, yep, pop-up's going week before. Oh, shoot, week before Christmas. If you're going during the week, man, I might miss it, but if you're gonna be there the weekend, we got to get together. I'm definitely gonna get together with you for sure. Yeah, super cheap in December and never tried it, but the weather, Christmas in December vibe sounds cool. Yep, definitely. I'm from, I live in Colorado. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm used to the cold. 1D, I'm not sure if you guys know, she's from Minnesota, so we don't really mind the cold. People are gonna be like, oh, it's 60, 70 degrees during the day here. It's so cold. Like, no, it isn't. Well, not to us. So we're gonna have a great time there. Remember last time we went in February, the pool was open. It was like 80 degrees, and we were just having a blast there. It'll be great. Buy you a drink at the bar in Marat. I'll take you up on that, big dog. All right. I'll have a drink on you. That'll be a good time. All right, guys. Yeah, as we come up on the top of the hour over here, just wanted to go ahead and say thanks again. Yeah, Vegas chill all day. Yeah, so what are you guys' final thoughts? Bellagio stay, Bellagio go, and MGM Grand stay, MGM Grand go. Should we get rid of these hotels? Should someone else buy them, rebrand them, and make them something better, add some competition, or do we just like it the way it is? I think that, personally, my final thought is, as much as I hate to say it, I like the concept of chaos. I like the concept of competition, but in this case, with something so iconic, with the state of Vegas right now and the state of the whole thing, I don't think it would be wise for MGM to sell right now. Maybe when there's a little more life, maybe when there's a bit more action coming up on the north end of the strip compared to the south end over there. Now would be the time to go, but absolutely not. MGM has way too much real estate control down there. Everything's connected. It's easy to keep them on property. Even if it's not on property, it would still be on property for them. It would still be an M Life casino, and they definitely make some money there. So I think it would be the worst move right now for Jim Murin and the rest of the board to go ahead and get away, to go ahead and go around and do that right now. Though Hog 2 Cent, you guys bring up a good point right now. Vegas has always been about change. Vegas will probably always recreate itself. And I'll absolutely say that too. Nothing here is a monument. You can knock down a casino, you can knock down a hotel, bring something else up there. Absolutely. Definitely do that. It's always going to change. As long as there's money to be had, it'll always change. It'll always change quickly if it needs to be. So, a couple win app stays, weekends. Yeah, it'll be a good time. I think you guys will think we'll all have a good time. So, you know what? Actually, let's go ahead and do a tentative meetup. I'm thinking like maybe a Saturday or something like that. We can do like a Saturday. We can do some we can do like a lounge or something like that. Or maybe even Sunday. I want to do karaoke Sunday at Level Up. So we'll talk about it. I'll go ahead and put up a post about it. See if you guys want to do the first Ace of Vegas meetup. We might just do these like once or twice a year, just annually, just either once or twice a year, just to start until the channel grows a bit more, until we get a little more real estate and enterprise going. Then I can do a lot more often. But yeah, it'll be a good time there. Okay, guys. Well, we are on the top of the hour. I wanted to go ahead and thank everybody for dropping by. Special thanks to all of our usual contributors here. And once again, mad congrats to my friends CrisRocks and TheCompsGuy for climbing that corporate ladder. I think CompsGuy's taken a little bit of a hiatus, though. Definitely go check out his channel. He's got this great new win slot strategy. I'm finishing one for this week here. just so you guys know. So go ahead and keep an eye out for that. I'm hoping to have that out Thursday. I think I'm just going to do another Best Slots in Vegas video for Tuesday, just to go ahead and go from there. All the subscribers, more to come. Thank you guys so much. But thank everybody for coming here every other week and hanging out with us and just sharing the videos and helping other people save money too. But I always have a blast, and I love doing these things, and I'm so happy to see you guys here, and glad to see that we're in a nice tight-knit community and enjoying each other. And I'm rambling right now, so I'm going to go ahead and get to the sign-off. So until next time, my spinners and sharks, Ace of Vegas is signing out, wishing you strong hands and happy spinning, you guys.